आपकी गुवाहाटी की ओल्डेस्ट फर्स्ट या द मोस्ट रिसेंट कनेक्शन, एनी स्टोरी that you think you may have had an experience?
तो मेरा ननिहाल जो है,
Was Silchar.
is Silchar. As a matter of fact, my first flight, I remember, it landed in Guwahati. So this is my connection with Guwahati.
I think that is the most direct connection जो बोलते हैं, ये वाला बैठा है सर. Alright, so let's have some fun. We'll do a mixed language. We'll do Hindi, English, जैसा आपको comfortable लगे sir. All up to you sir. First and foremost, welcome to the show. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you.
The name of the show is Guwahati Connection.
जी.
तो उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे मेरा फर्स्ट सवाल होगा सर, आपकी गुवाहाटी की ओल्डेस्ट फर्स्ट या द मोस्ट रिसेंट कनेक्शन, एनी स्टोरी that you think you may have had an experience from this city?
I have a very old connection with Guwahati.
Please tell us sir.
So मेरी माँ जो है Guwahati Shukla, late Dr. Guwahati Shukla, was from a city called Silchar.
अच्छा.
In Assam.
अच्छा.
तो जोगमाया, उनका नाम था जोगमाया भट्टाचार्य जी.
अच्छा.
और बंगाली थी लेकिन आसाम की थी.
अच्छा.
और सिलचर में
जी सर
रहती थी.
जी सर.
तो मेरा ननिहाल जो है,
Was Silchar.
is Silchar.
अच्छा.
But at the same time, many of my relatives, I'm sure, they are here in Guwahati. I'm not in touch with them, but yes, they are definitely in Guwahati. And मेरी एक मासी, बड़ा मासी जो हैं, वो यहाँ पर रहती थी. और बचपन में मैं बहुत बार सिलचर गया हूँ.
अच्छा.
तो सिलचर मुझे हर बार गुवाहाटी से होके जाना पड़ता था. As a matter of fact, my first flight in life, which I took, we come from a middle class family. So जैसे आजकल हो गया है कि आप फ्लाइट में कहीं पर भी
बिल्कुल फ्लाइट इज वेरी एक्सेसिबल.
हर कोई चला जाता है, मिडिल क्लास भी जाता है.
बिल्कुल सर.
But it was a big deal when I was a child.
जी.
A flight was a big deal. So we never had the luxury of going into a flight. We traveled by train, a first class compartment, but we never had a flight. So क्या हुआ था, मुझे याद है कि एक बार हम लोग गर्मी की छुट्टियों में आते थे और आसाम में बहुत बारिश हुई थी. और लमडिंग टू सिलचर जो ट्रेन लाइन है वो बह गई थी, टूट गई है ना पानी से. सो देयर वाज नो अदर ऑप्शन बट टू फ्लाई फ्रॉम सिलचर टू गुवाहाटी. सो माय फर्स्ट फ्लाइट, आई रिमेंबर, it landed in Guwahati. So this is my connection with Guwahati.
I think that is the most direct connection जो बोलते हैं, ये वाला बैठा है सर. All right, now that we understand your beautiful story there, you've had a fantastic career. I mean, of course, we have more to say, more from you to come and learn, of course. आपकी करियर का कोई ऐसा बहुत की मोमेंट, one of the most key moments that you think changed the trajectory of your career altogether? I'm assuming sir बहुत सारे होंगे, but I would request you to maybe talk about one such really key incident.
So देखिए क्या होता है, जो उसका ट्रेजेक्टरी चेंज हुआ या जो एक की मोमेंट जिसको कहा जाता है, या द टर्निंग पॉइंट, व्हाट यू एज यू कॉल इट, they are there, but I hardly notice them.
Well,
because in life you do not move that. I do not move that way. That I need to change or up my game in career, especially career-wise. So trajectory change होने का मतलब ये होता है, it's not about my art. It's about success. When suddenly I was more famous and when suddenly I got more money and work and whatever. So that is not the focus. An artist always keeps focusing on,
the next
stage in art, Career, success, money, everything happens as a what they call is the
Maybe the byproduct, sir?
it's a byproduct. It's a byproduct.
Understood.
Okay, you're happy if you get successful. If you don't, that's okay
Understand.
because you're successful in something else.
Yes, sir.
In your art, if you're successful,
जी sir.
that's a satisfaction enough. So, ऐसे बहुत सारे हैं. If I'll say, then I can say that right in the beginning of my career, the first thing which started the trajectory. So I'll give you a quick summary of my career. I started with a film called Bandit Queen. So as I started with a film called Bandit Queen, the spectrum of films for me and my aspiration to do certain kinds of films started from there. And then I came to Mumbai. I started doing television, and that was okay. I mean, it was getting me money and name and fame. Then my second film, which was Sudhir Mishra's Is Raat Ki Subah Nahi, actually is also one of the turning points in my career because the kind of body I have, the kind of man I look, it was very easy for the industry to cast me as a comedian and a happy man who can make you laugh. But as an actor, you don't like these foundations. You want to do all kinds of work.
Absolutely.
So, in Is Raat Ki Subah Nahi, Sudhir he did my casting of a cold-blooded killer who's out to kill people on one night. And I performed that. It was a very serious, dark character. I performed that, and I was nominated that very year. I was nominated for Best Supporting Actor in Screen Awards. So the industry started looking at me as an actor and not just as a happy-go-lucky fat man.
Correct.
So I'll say that was a big turning point.
I think that is the fantastic.
Then happened Satya,
Hanji.
which I co-wrote also.
Ji.
So then people started looking at me as a writer, actor, and the film got its status of a cult film.
Absolutely.
It started a movement.
Your character was very intense. The movie was very intense.
Yeah. Lovely. Reminding me of my childhood here. Okay. So then that happened. Then there was a lull. I mean, yes, there was work, and for a long time, till 2011, I would say, things were pretty much on a plateau. And I was getting bored with that. Then another turn came and happened Barfi, Anurag Basu's Barfi.
Okay.
So that suddenly changed. So currently, the way you see me is because of Barfi, and then the same year, Jolly LLB happened. And
one of my personal favorite movies.
Yes.
Genuinely, I mean, what you have done in the movie, the character of, I think, Sudhir Tripathi tha. I think the judge's name was
Sundarlal Tripathi.
Sundarlal Tripathi, correct, yes. Phenomenal.
Barfi and Jolly LLB have a big part to play in my present career. And then Jolly 2 happened, Raid happened, PK happened. So all of these films, they're all turning points.
Absolutely.
In my life.
I love the way that you have entirely put. So every movie or every action that you've taken has been a turning point, which is phenomenal. I do want to come back a little bit to the judge's character at Jolly LLB. Sundarlal Tripathi sir. वो मेरे को बहुत पसंद आया था जब when I was seeing that particular scene when you are schooling the lawyer, both the lawyers, both Arshad Warsi ji's character and Baban Ranay's character, and you are eating and you're washing your hands. How do you pick these up? ये सब आप कहाँ देखते हैं? I would be very intrigued to know. ये सब कहाँ notice कहाँ करते सर आप?
That's my job.
So is there a real life reference? There was a judge who you saw do this.
I have never. As a matter of fact, I met judges after Jolly LLB.
Achha.
In my life, I have not been inside a court. I have never seen a judge sitting behind. This was all Subhash Kapoor's imagination and research. He actually told me, as a writer-director, he told me that how it happens in lower courts. He gave me lots of incidents. My work as an actor is to collect all that material and then think over it and see. So when people ask that, how could you do this? So I can ask the same thing to a cricketer. I mean, how does Sachin play cricket, or Virat plays cricket, or anybody, or how Sindhu, PV Sindhu.
हाँ जी
Correct.
correct PV Sindhu हाँ जी
Sindhu. Sorry, I get muddled up with names. Sorry. So how does she play so good this thing on Sonia Nehwal? Or
हाँ जी समझ गया.
तो हर आदमी जो अपना काम करता है, उसके जो नुआंसेस होते हैं, उसके इंट्रिकेसीज जो होती हैं, वो जानता है. सो एक्टर का काम क्या होता है? एक्टर का काम होता है कि आप उसको एक कैरेक्टर देते हैं, then how to put life into it is the actor's job.
I think that,
and that's what we are trained for.
Phenomenal. Very nice. Now I will come back to the part of your career when you said I got into writing and I also did co-writing of movies. How is it different? How different is it? It may sound like a generic question, but मैं ये समझना चाहता हूँ कैमरे के आगे और कैमरे के पीछे आप do you always have a different persona? Are you more strict behind the camera, or do you think at point कि यार ये चीज़ ना मैं ऐसे करता और I could have done better? Do you think at some time that distinction is created? How do you handle your persona behind the camera and in front of the camera?
Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, I understand this question, and the answer is pretty simple. But there is something to be noticed. You live a life, and life consists of everything. It consists when you're not working, when you're working, when you're with people who are not in working relationship with you, but some other kind of relationship. And you also work in an environment when you are in a working relationship. Having said that, you have to understand that life has everything. Correct?
Correct.
And there are no these lines. Of course, you make lines that at work I'll be like this, and at home I'll be like this, with friends I'll be like this. But the lines get blurred.
बिल्कुल.
Okay? You can react because you have a basic nature. So, when people say that, how do you behave in your real life and in your real life? I don't think that there is any real life or there's any real life. You are what you are. Okay? I'll give you one simple example. I was being interviewed at one point of time by Bombay Times. And they came home to interview me. I have never asked anyone to come to interview me. I never follow PR. There's a whole system. There is a PR who fixes,
of course,
that you have to be interviewed. I have never done that. Because whatever reason. So they on their own called, they came. They took my interview. And then the journalist pointed out, she said, Mr. Shukla, you're not brand conscious. So I said, what do you mean? She said that that we decided on our own and we followed you and we really wanted to interview. We wanted to interview and we have done your interview. But you have not dressed up. The same way I have not dressed up today. So they said that your t-shirt has a hole. It was a very comfortable t-shirt. So I understood it. Then I told her, I said, do you like me as an actor? She said, of course, we love you as an actor, and that's why we wanted to do this interview. So I said, what do you like in my acting? She said, you're natural. I said, I'm natural because I live natural.
I think she answered the question herself.
Yeah. So if I start dressing up
जी
for or start posing, then the same thing you're going to see in my acting.
correct
That I will start posing. That's the difference.
It's I think I like that approach also. So you've been very natural all throughout, whether it's your real life or
Yeah.
real life.
Though I think that there is another side to it. I would love to know it that I'm natural, but I'm actually lethargic.
अच्छा
I don't dress up, I don't prepare, I just go.
with the flow. We'll take another second to talk about theater and movies. Your first love, your second love. What is it? How do you prioritize between your theater career and I may also add for our audiences. Saurabh ji was one of the most standout characters in one of the plays and productions that you had gotten, which was 2 to Tango, 3 to Jive at the Guwahati Theatre Festival in one of its previous editions, for which you received a standing ovation. So clearly, and now that you're back here with us, clearly theatre is something that you've been doing and you love doing theatre. But how do you do a round of theatre and successful movies like a PK or a Burfi or so on and so forth? How do you pick between the two, or which is your favorite?
So I don't differentiate between theatre and cinema. Of course, there's a difference of medium. That's a separate thing. That's technical. How you do it. Okay. But as a work, it's as passionate as anything else. By the way, I play table tennis also.
Acha.
And when I play table tennis, I play with the same passion.
हाँ जी.
So there's no difference between cinema, table tennis and theatre.
Theatre.
Meaning, at what point, and at some point of time, you're doing something. If you're liking it, and if you don't want to excel in it, then you're done.
नहीं तो सर एक बचकाना वाला सवाल पूछता हूँ ना सर. You've been given a movie that you really like, and you've also been given a theatre performance at the very same time. Which side would you play?
To the movie. If I like them, I like both of them equally.
हाँ जी.
I'd at the movie.
You do the movie.
Because simple reason, movie has a much bigger reach.
Correct.
You know, like tonight I'll be performing.
Yes, right.
How many people will be seeing it? 500, 700,000.
We're a house full, by the way.
Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
Which still means about 1,000 people.
1,000 people, right? If Barf was a film, you know, at the same time, some 250,000 people would have seen in one show, because 500 people.
So there is the logic behind the decision that absolutely.
Of course, that's why when people ask, why don't we get money in theatre, and why film people are paid money? Of course, they will be paid more money. You know, so but it doesn't make it a lesser medium. It's a different medium altogether.
Bilkul.
Okay. So yeah.
Right. All right. So we'll.
And by the way,
Ji sir,
if you give me all three, a movie,
table tennis and theatre,
I might choose table tennis. You know, I'll say no, because I play between 5 and 7 in the evening. I play table tennis. Then I might say, no, boss, I'm not doing these 2 hours I'm not doing a movie. I'll play table tennis.
Okay. What was the last movie you watched, sir?
What is the last movie I watched? Oh, no. I keep watching. And not only movies, I watch a lot of things. So the last movie, no, I'm lost.
Chali.
मोरे बता रहा हूँ वो कुछ या तो नेटफ्लिक्स में ही देखा है मैंने. थिएटर में जाके मैंने जो लास्ट थिएटर में जो फिल्म देखी है मैंने, वो मिशन इम्पॉसिबल थी.
कैसे लगी आपको सर? अच्छी है. ऑलराइट सर.
ना मत देखनी है मुझे.
ओके. मैं अगर आप मेरे रिकमेंडेशन का थोड़ा भी वैल्यू रखेंगे सर, बहुत बढ़िया. मस्ट वॉच. डेफिनेटली शुड बी वॉच्ड. Okay, then we're down to the last segment of our interview. It's a small 4-question, 5-question rapid fire round. Please don't think a lot. We'll make it really quick. Whatever comes naturally to you. All right. A romantic role or a villain's character?
Romance.
Sir, इतना time नहीं ले सकते.
No, I speak slow, nothing here. Okay. So, what is your question?
A romantic role or a serious villainous character?
A villainous character who's serious and very, very romantic.
Okay. A comedy movie or a movie with a very serious message?
Comedy doesn't work without a serious message.
Of all the three movies, your preferred movie, Jolly LLB 2, Nayak or Lage Raho Munna Bhai?
Jolly. It's because this was a much better edged out role. Lage Raho Munna Bhai, you said, not PK.
Sorry.
PK had a much bigger role.
PK, correct.
So
correct.
now your question is...
Okay, no problem. One last is Delhi or Bombay?
Bombay.
Bombay. Okay, all right then. I would like for you to take a second, if possible, do some kind of a small message for the youth in general. This message particularly goes out for people who may be pursuing art, theatre, or movies as a form of career. And a lot of these times, a lot of our younger audiences continue to be misguided or maybe lost at some point. पता नहीं अब क्या करना, अब graduate कर लिया. अगर आपके लिए 2 word है, if you think that you have some words for them, please feel free to, sir.
I don't think that I'm old enough to advise. Okay. But whatever I have experienced in life, I would say, enjoy what you do. Have pride in what you do. And if you're lost, know that there is nothing more beautiful than being lost. Because when you're lost, you discover. I really, really think, have great fun. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. It's your journey. Do it.
Very nice. Thank you so much.